Oh, hey there, fellow bookworms, and welcome to the Deep Dive Literature.
Literature.
The show that takes you on a deep dive into some literary masterpieces.
Into the heart of literary masterpieces.
Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the Deep Dive channel
Yeah.
for more explorations into the world of words.
Yes.
Today we're tackling Herman Melville's epic, Moby Dick.
Moby Dick.
Using excerpts from the novel itself and its Wikipedia page. Buckle up.
Buckle up.
Because we're about to equip you with enough knowledge
I
to impress even the most seasoned Melville scholar.
What's fascinating about Moby Dick is that it's so much more than just a whaling adventure.
Right.
It grapples with huge universal themes like good versus evil obsession and the limits of human ambition. We'll explore those themes along with the unique literary techniques Melville uses to bring them to life.
Right. You're not just reading this book for the thrills.
Right.
Although there are plenty of those too.
Oh, yeah.
Let's start with Captain Ahab, the Pequod's enigmatic captain. This guy is consumed by an all-consuming thirst for vengeance against Moby Dick, the white whale who took his leg.
Melville's introduction of Ahab is one of the most striking moments in literature.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
This isn't just a captain looking for a whale. It's a man driven to the brink by his need for revenge.
Right.
His prosthetic leg fashioned from a whale jawbone is a constant reminder of his encounter with Moby Dick.
Yeah.
And his unyielding determination to hunt him down no matter the cost.
It's almost like he becomes this Shakespearean tragic hero right before our eyes.
Huh.
And remember that doubloon he nails to the mast?
Oh, yeah.
A shiny gold coin, a reward for the first man to spot the white whale. But it's also so much more than that, right?
Absolutely. It becomes a symbol of Ahab's monomania, his single-minded focus on revenge.
Right.
It's a potent symbol that draws the crew into his obsession, blurring the lines between their own ambitions and his.
And
Think about the symbolism you encounter in your own reading. Often the smallest details carry the biggest meanings.
that's so true. Melville doesn't shy away from the dark side of Ahab's obsession either.
No, he doesn't.
There's a line from Ishmael, our narrator,
Right,
that always sends shivers down my spine.
right.
Ahab's quenchless feud seemed mine. It really highlights how Ahab's monomania infects those around him.
It's like a contagious fever, pulling everyone into his dangerous wake.
Right.
This tension between Ahab's revenge-driven mission and Starbuck's pragmatic focus on profit,
Yeah.
it's a constant undercurrent throughout the novel.
Speaking of the crew, let's talk about the incredible diversity on board the Pequod.
Yes.
We have Queequeg, the skilled harpooner, and Ishmael's loyal friend, Pashtego, the Native American harpooner. Dagu, the gigantic African harpooner.
Wow.
It's like a microcosm of the world all sailing together on this tiny ship.
Melville goes to great lengths to detail the crew's unique skills and personalities, which really speaks to the multicultural world of 19th century whaling.
Right.
And then, of course, there's Fadala, Ahab's personal harpooner.
Don't.
Talk about a character shrouded in mystery. Seriously.
Yeah.
He gives me the creeps.
Yeah.
A Parsi from a distant land with an almost supernatural aura. I always get the feeling that he's a harbinger of doom.
He definitely adds a layer of foreboding to the story.
He does.
And his role as Ahab's confidant further pushes Ahab towards his obsession.
Yeah.
Think about the secondary characters you encounter in literature. How do they influence the main characters and drive the plot forward?
That's such a good point. The Pequod's journey isn't just about hunting Moby Dick. They encounter other ships along the way, each encounter revealing something new about the characters and the world of whaling.
Right.
Like the Jungfrau,
The Jungfrau.
a German whaler which showcases the cutthroat competition within the industry.
It's a glimpse into the global nature of whaling
Yeah.
and how nations were battling for resources and dominance even in the middle of the ocean.
Wow.
And then there's the Bouton de Rose, a French ship where we see Stubbs' cleverness as he manages to trick the French crew out of valuable ambergris.
But even in this moment of triumph, Ahab's obsession shines through. He prevents Stubb from collecting more ambergris, showing that his focus is solely on Moby Dick, even at the expense of his crew's potential profits.
It's a really telling moment.
Yeah.
It shows just how far Ahab is willing to go.
Right.
And how blinded he is by his own rage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then there's the tragic story of Pip, the young African-American cabin boy
Yes.
who is abandoned in the sea during a whale hunt. His descent into madness foreshadows the psychological toll that the pursuit of Moby Dick will take on the entire crew.
It's heartbreaking. It's like Melville is saying, look, this obsession, it's not just Ahab's problem. It's going to have devastating consequences for everyone around him.
And it raises the question, What are the costs of unchecked ambition?
Right.
Not just for the individual, but for everyone in their orbit.
Yeah.
Think about those themes as you continue reading. What does Melville seem to be saying about the pursuit of revenge, the desire for control, and the dangers of obsession?
Right. We were just discussing the psychological impact of Ahab's obsession on the crew. And it makes you wonder, is everyone on board the Pequod doomed from the start?
Well, Melville doesn't just focus on the dark side of humanity.
Right.
He also celebrates the courage, skill, and camaraderie of these whalers.
Yeah.
Those chapters where he dives deep into the world of whaling,
Oh, yeah.
they're fascinating.
I love those parts.
The different whale species, the anatomy of a sperm whale, the tools and techniques used by the whalers. It's like he drops us right in the middle of this 19th century world.
I love those parts. It's clear Melville had a deep respect for the whaling profession, even though he also shows its brutal side.
Yeah.
Like in the chapter Cutting In,
Oh, yeah.
that description of butchering the whale is pretty intense.
It's a stark reminder of the violence inherent in whaling.
It is.
Melville doesn't shy away from that. And it makes us confront the ethical implications.
Right.
Is this progress? Is this what it means to conquer nature?
It definitely makes you think about the relationship between humans and the natural world, especially today.
Exactly. But back to the novel, Melville's symbolism goes way beyond just the white whale.
Okay.
The Pequod itself is a symbol.
Right.
It's not just a ship. It's a microcosm of the world.
Right. The diverse crew,
Right.
the hierarchy of power, the conflicts that arise.
Yeah.
It's like this little floating society sailing through the turbulent waters of human nature.
And as Captain Ahab becomes a symbol of authority, pushing his crew towards a goal they may not fully understand or even agree with.
Which makes you think about the dangers of blind obedience to authority, a theme that's just as relevant today as it was in Melville's time.
Absolutely. And then there's the Pequod's journey itself, circling the globe in pursuit of Moby Dick. That becomes a metaphor for something bigger, wouldn't you say?
Definitely. It's like we're all on this ship searching for meaning and purpose in a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable.
And then there are those moments when Melville throws in the supernatural. The appearance of Fedallah, the strange prophecies, the eerie calm before the final chase. It adds this chilling layer of inevitability.
Like fate is pulling the strings and there's no escaping what's to come.
Exactly. And it all builds to that incredible climax.
Yeah.
The epic final chase, Ahab finally confronts Moby Dick.
Right.
It's a battle of wills, a clash between man and nature, and ultimately a tragedy for all involved.
The way Melville describes it, the whale's power, the destruction of the Pequod Ahab's final moments, lashed to the whale.
Oh, yeah.
It's just so vivid and heartbreaking.
And in the midst of all this destruction, there's Ishmael,
Ishmael.
clinging to a coffin, a symbol of both death and rebirth. He survives to tell the tale.
It's like he represents hope, the possibility of learning from the mistakes of others.
Yeah.
That even in the face of overwhelming odds, we have the capacity for resilience, reflection, and even redemption.
Melville really packs a lot into Moby Dick.
He does.
It's a thrilling adventure, a philosophical exploration, and a powerful commentary on the human condition. We've covered a lot of ground today, but there's always more to discover in this novel.
For sure.
What are your final thoughts for our listeners?
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into Moby Dick.
It's been a wild ride through Melville's masterpiece, hasn't it?
It really has. We've unpacked Ahab's obsession, the symbolism of the white whale,
Yeah.
Melville's unique writing style,
Yeah.
and so much more. But before we wrap up, I think it's important to consider the historical context of the novel Moby Dick was published in 1851,
Right.
a time of immense change and upheaval in America.
That's a great point. The country was grappling with issues like slavery, westward expansion, and the growing divide between North and South.
Yeah.
How do you think these historical events might have influenced Melville's writing?
Well, you can't ignore the fact that whaling itself was a major industry in America at that time.
Right.
It was a source of wealth and national pride. But it also had a dark side, the exploitation of both people and nature. Some critics see Moby Dick as a commentary on those very issues.
Right. Ahab's relentless pursuit of the white whale can be seen as a metaphor for the destructive forces of greed and ambition
Yeah.
that were tearing the nation apart. It's almost like Melville is warning us about the dangers of unchecked progress and the human cost of our obsession with conquering nature.
And that's what makes Moby Dick such a timeless novel.
Yeah.
It speaks to these universal themes that are just as relevant today as they were in the 19th century.
Absolutely.
Think about it in the context of our current world with climate change and the rapid advancement of technology. Doesn't Ahab's obsessive quest for control feel eerily familiar?
It definitely gives you pause. We're still grappling with those same questions about our relationship with nature and the consequences of our actions.
Yeah.
Melville's Moby Dick serves as a powerful reminder that we need to proceed with caution and consider the long-term impact of our choices.
So here's a final thought for you, listener. Moby Dick was published over 170 years ago, but its themes still resonate with us today.
It does.
Why do you think that is? What aspects of the novel do you find most relevant to our modern world?
It's a question worth pondering.
Yeah.
And it speaks to the enduring power of great literature. It challenges us to think critically, to confront uncomfortable truths, and to engage in meaningful conversations about the world around us.
And on that note, we've reached the end of our deep dive into Moby Dick.
It has been a pleasure.
We hope you've enjoyed this journey into Melville's masterpiece.
And we encourage you to continue exploring the novel on your own.
Yes.
There are countless layers of meaning and symbolism waiting to be discovered.
Thank you for listening to the Deep Dive Podcast. We'll catch you next time with another literary adventure.